What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle, and this video is a little bit different. I am celebrating today, July 21st, my 14-year anniversary with my wife. And I watched a video with Vegan Gains yesterday, I think it's yesterday, where he was talking about getting a vasectomy, and he said some kind of psychotic things about relationships, and I just kind of wanted to look at that from a different perspective. I've had a very good relationship, and my marriage has been really good. My wife, is very supportive of me. We love our children. I'm very thankful for my children, and I'm not just saying that out of obligation, but I love them. I invest into them. I think about the future and what's best for them. The Bible, most of you know that I'm a Christian. And, I read the scriptures and pray and that kind of thing. But it tells us to instruct our children in the fear and admonition of the Lord. And that's not how I grew up. I didn't come from like a Christian background. My parents weren't Christians per se. But, now my mom has started going to church. Since then, my mom and dad divorced when I was little, like most people my age. That just wasn't how I grew up. I didn't come from that type of background. It's something that I chose, something that I chose to invest myself into, and as a result, I've reaped many benefits from it. It's been a great life that I've built for myself here with my wife and my family and my kids. And I don't view marriage and children as a negative. I think it's a positive. It's helped shape me into a person that I admire. I don't think about myself in negative views. I have most certainly plans for the future and bettering myself and being a better person. I'm always thinking about how to grow myself and how to be a better man, a better husband, a better father. But that's not the background I came up from. That wasn't modeled for me as a child. I had good parents. My grandma, took very good care of me. I lived with her a lot of the time as a kid. I was back and forth. My dad in Kentucky. My mom moved back to Ohio once I was little, so that's why I'm always kind of back and forth. I still view Kentucky as kind of where I'm from. It's my home. My family's from there. My brothers and sisters all live there. Kentucky's kind of home for me in that way, even though most of my life I've spent in Ohio. And, my dad most certainly is not like a Christian. He doesn't go to church. I think he views himself as a professional gambler sometimes, even though he kind of goes back and forth because he loses a lot of money at it. So, that's just the lifestyle that he chose to lead. And, hopefully at some point he'll, come around to reading the scriptures and pursuing a life of righteousness. I would like to see that for him, but that's not where he's at right now. And my mom, is kind of working on that. She's in that lifestyle. She's trying to be a righteous woman and live a lifestyle of righteousness. So I guess the point of this video though was just to say that even though I didn't come from a background where marriage and investing into your children and their future was necessarily the A1 priority. I'm sure my parents set out for that to be the priority once they got pregnant with me, but that just wasn't in the cards. That wasn't, they didn't, because of where they were at life at that time, they didn't have the opportunity to do that. Whereas myself as a young man, I chose my wife. A preacher told me before we got married, he said the best thing that you can do for your children is to choose a wife that you would want them to emulate, want them to grow up and be like. So I like to think that I chose a wife, and I did. I chose a wife that I would want my daughters to grow up as, and hopefully I'm becoming a man that I would want my son to be able to emulate, that I would want him to be like, and not only that, but we teach them to be that way. It's not just enough for us to model that to them, but we actually have to instruct and teach them to hold those values and hold the same things that we value if we want them to grow up that way. And even then, it's kind of just, that's going to come up to them at some point. So That's about it for today, guys. A little bit different. Just celebrate my anniversary. Wanted to show you guys some of the pictures of my wife, my daughters, and my son, and kind of show you more of the family side of who I am and what I do, aside from just being a vegan dietitian, weightlifter, strongman kind of stuff. So you guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you in that next video.